I was just messing around, but we got a good shot. G'day everyone. It's been a solid minute since I've uploaded a video, mainly due to the fact I've been very busy with my last year of uni. And with it being my last year, I want to make the most of it. But here we are, we're back with another video, another sponsored video. That's cringe as fuck. Back with a sponsored video, because the team over at Rubber Monkey sent over a bunch of Ulanzi goods to help with a Lego shoot I've had planned for a couple months now, but I've never really seemed to tackle it. Now a couple months ago, I was down in Hawke's Bay doing a talk at PhotoFest 2024, which was a huge achievement for me, because man, like being able to do a talk in a proper exhibition about my Lego photography was insane. But there was a bloke I met down there, Oscar Harrington, and he is a underwater and surf photographer. His photos are f***ing epic. Like, no pun intended, blows it out of the water. It's insane. We're kind of bouncing ideas between each other, and he mentioned doing underwater Lego photography. And that immediately made me think back to Peter McKinnon's videos where he was dropping various objects into a tank of water and seeing all the bubble particles go around it. And I thought, well, I could do the same thing, but just with Lego and do underwater photography. I pitched this idea to Rubber Monkey, and they were like, yep, we can help. We're gonna send out a bunch of lighting equipment for you using some of Ulanzi's products. So let's get into what we have. So first off, we have the Ulanzi 120W bi-color RGB video light. And that is the light I'm currently using right now. I could never film in here because the lighting was so shit. But all I need is one of these and it's perfect. It's designed with a compact screen that shows you the brightness and color temperature along with a very satisfying dial. There's also an option to use a battery on the back of the light so you can kind of do mobile lighting photography, so you could take this outside. But for now, I'm just using a V-mount cable which simply just screws into the back of the light. So one thing that shocked me is with their lighting app. It's called Ulanzi Connect. Install the app and the name was already there. This makes it easy if you're sitting down and you're looking at the camera trying to set up adjustments and just change the color temperature if you need to. And then brightness, of course. You can tone down the brightness. Next, to hold the light up, we have got the Ulanzi TT43 reversible leg light stand. Not much to say here other than a very solid tripod. It even includes a extendable hook at the bottom of the tripod so that you can put a sandbag to stop the light from falling over. Little teaser for you, a smoke machine, but that is another video for another day. Very excited for this one. I've also got the Ulanzi DS80 softbox. So essentially what that does is it diffuses the light, and instead of having a really harsh ring, it creates a nice soft light and it clicks onto the light super easy, no worries there. Then lastly, we have the Ulanzi VL120 RGB video light. A small yet powerful video light that's perfect for extra little lights you want to set up in the background. When I saw this, I was like, damn, this is really small, but look how freaking bright this is. So it's got little dials on the side where you can just change the color temperature, and this lasts up to 150 minutes on one charge, which is freaking incredible. So you just press the power button once and then you can change the hues. It's just your standard little LED light, which is very good. So these are the products we're going to be using for this Lego shoot. So essentially I was looking for a fish tank. Saw one on Animates for 150 bucks and I thought, f that. I'm gonna go on Facebook Marketplace and look for the dirtiest, grossest, cheapest tank I can find. And we're able to pick up this bad boy.
It's had a bit of a clean, that's why it's looking so pristine. But this is essentially what we're gonna use. We're gonna fill it up with water and then we're gonna have these guys jumping in. And these are the figures we got. We've got this brother. Got an astronaut, gonna do some cool like falling type of deal. We got some scuba bros. This one's gonna be tough, but doing like a sinking seat, and these guys are gonna be like chilling with each other. That'll be a cool one. And then we've got the Orion. Only OGs will know where this one comes from. So we're gonna take this to the garage and hopefully get some good photos. This could all fall to shit. It really could. My main concern is the water being too clear and you're not able to tell if it's in the ocean sort of thing. The ocean is what I want to try and convey through this. So let's see what happens, eh?
super warm. Jesus. Alrighty, so this is the setup. We've got two lights on the side and then we've got the big diffuse light at the top because we need as much light as possible to capture these Lego figures because we really want to try to capture those water particles and we can't do that with a slow shutter speed, otherwise it'll look really fuzzy and really blurry. But we want sharp, crisp photos of these Lego figures being submerged in the water. So the first thing I'm going to try, it's going to be a long shot. We're going to basically drop them in the water and see how they react. If we can capture them in camera, I think it'll be pretty cool, but worst case scenario, we just use a wire and we have them going up and down. I don't know, testing and trialing, that's the main thing. So let's get shooting. When you're trying to capture fast moving objects, you want to create a focus line. Essentially what that means is you set up an object in the area that you're going to drop the Lego figure and you focus on that first. Then you remove it out of the way and then you drop the figure roughly in that spot so you can nail focus. I'm using a hammer as a tripod right now, but right, so this is the first test. I'm going to drop him in. It's basically see what happens sort of thing. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so he didn't fall too far because obviously Lego figures don't really sink that well, so we're going to have to throw them down a little bit harder. Let's try again. Okay, 3, 2, 1. So we've got him quite far there, but it's just not in focus. Now this is fun. This is going a lot better than I thought it would, even though we haven't got him in focus yet. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's just out of focus. Hey, but we're getting there. It's making some cool shots. That actually looks kind of cool. What the hell? Oh, it's kind of in focus too. This actually looks much better than I thought it was going to be. This is a lot of fun. Definitely recommend this one. So much water everywhere. I'm so glad I put all the cable. Oh yeah, big safety. If you're working with water, electronics like this, you can kind of see in the corner there, but I've got every possible electronic thing that's connected to a plug above the ground because you do not want to get electrified. It looks so sick though. Oh, that kind of looks like a diving photo. That's sick. I might take the diffuse thing off, honestly. So we're taking the diffuser off and we've just got as much light as possible. We need it. Ah, Jesus Christ, it's right. Ready? Yeah, that's much better. A lot more light. Oh, we got one in focus. He's like upside down. That's sick. Oh, we're gonna get this one though. I was just messing around, but we got a good shot. It's literally the second figure and we've already got the shot and now we can just have fun with this. This is holy shit. This is why I love Lego photography so much. As you can see, it is just a mess. It is a mess, but we definitely got the shots that we wanted. Went much better than I thought. I didn't think I'd be able to capture them as they were falling, but it genuinely made for quite artistic photographs. I seriously can't wait to edit them, but it's super hot in this garage. That's the thing about using studio lights, it gets very, very hot. I'm gonna do a few more shots, see how they go, and then we're gonna edit them up and see which images are the best. Well, what a bloody successful shoot. Before we dive into the photos, I want to give a massive, massive thank you to Rubber Monkey and Ulanzi for sending out these goods. I've been ordering heaps of stuff from Rubber Monkey for the past few years, and I can say with full confidence that they are one of the best camera shops in New Zealand and Australia. From their rentals, gear stock, and even their customer service, it's just brilliant there. They always go above and beyond for their customers. I'll leave a link to Ulanzi and Rubber Monkey in the description below. Now, onto the photos. And I'm gonna save my favorite photo for last because God, it's one of my favorite photos of 2024. So during the shoot, there was quite a few mishaps. Starting with the scuba diver, I was trying to find the best way to drop these guys into the water. Because Lego is so buoyant, the moment you throw it in the water, it's going straight up. And I first started by just throwing it, but I realized that if you tilt them in a certain direction, you can actually have them dive straight through the water a lot quicker and a lot deeper than you would if you were to chuck it as hard as you can. So I was able to get a few shots here with the scuba diver. The problem was, because he was wearing all black, his body tended to disappear into the background. I mean, you kind of see his body when there's heaps of bubble particles around it, but again, you just lose his body very easily. Next I try to do something creative using a surfer and what I believe is a little crustacean, and it's basically the idea is that they're like kind of hanging out the bench while they're slowly descending into the water. And I mean, it's kind of hard to tell that there's a crustacean, he's kind of chilling with it, but I still quite like this photo. The water particles look cool and I like the contrast between the brown, the orange and the red. Very quite vibrant colors and they really stand out. Next was the Orion, and I don't know why, but it was really tough getting a good photograph of him. I don't know why. Maybe it's the way I was posing him, because I just couldn't seem to nail. I mean, this photo here I was pretty happy with. It looks like he's diving towards the camera, which looks kind of cool. But the rest of these photos, it's hard to tell what you're looking at exactly, and it's very hard to see his face. Like, you can't see his face at all. Not my favorite photos out of the entire set. So probably my second favorite lot of images was from this guy here. I was able to get some pretty cool shots with it. This one here was probably one of my favorites. The way he's submerging into the water and you can see his face through the glass helmet and just the little water particles that are going around him. It creates for like a very eerie image, and also because he's a bright orange, he stands out immediately. And I can't help but look at him and think he looks like Walter White. I didn't realize that till I was editing it, but he definitely looks like Walter White here. And again, I was just doing the diving technique where I was angling him so that he would dive straight into the water, and that was able to work quite well with getting these kind of like swimming shots. Before I jump to my favorite images, I actually went back out and reshot with the tank. This time using massive rocks that I just got from my garden. I submerged them into the water and filled the tank up, but this time using a scuba diver that was a bit brighter. He had a grey body so he would stand out against the black background. And I still don't know how I feel about these photos. I mean, I love how it actually looks like he's in a dark cave. The way the light is reacting on the rocks makes it look like it's actually the ocean. It's pretty sick. This shot here I was pretty happy with. Like him diving in the middle. It's not necessarily dead on in the middle of between the rocks, but I'm still pretty happy with how it turned out. And this one here was just pure luck. I mean, it's not my favorite photo, but it looks like he's pushing off the rock with his foot, which I thought was kind of cool. I don't know how I feel about these photos. Usually when I don't know how I feel, it's usually because it's a bit of a shit photo, isn't it? Most of my inspiration came from Pinterest, and I saw a lot of photos where surfers were like diving underneath the water, and I was trying to replicate that here, but it was very, very difficult. This one kind of looks cool, but he's very deep into the water, which isn't necessarily the most realistic thing a surfer would do, but it still makes for a good shot. Where he breaks the surface, it looks pretty cool as he's falling in, but not the most realistic photos, of course. And then just using a skeleton as if he's doing the exact same thing going underneath the water. This photo here was pretty lucky. What happened was I threw him down and he actually let go of the surfboard. I was able to capture that perfectly where he's looking at a surfboard and it's like kind of floating away. Now, my favorite photos of this entire shoot. Right here. I'll let that one sit for a bit. Like, this is my second figure I used, and probably got this shot within 25 images. I was like freaking over the moon. And then you've got the water particles that slowly lead towards the astronaut, and as all of this was captured in camera. Like, I didn't merge different images together. This is all one shot. It's insane how perfect I was able to get this photograph. It was pure luck. It just looks so perfect, and especially his posing as well, and he's actually holding a bubble in his hand, which is kind of cool. And then I got a similar one where he's going a little bit higher and there's a bit more water particles. This one I'm not overly fond with. I don't know why, but I think his posing is just a tad off. And the bubble particles around him is a little bit too much for my liking, you know? Walking away even just with this photo is good enough for me. By far one of my favorite photos of 2024. And it even looks cooler as a iPhone wallpaper where he's in the center and there's a bit more space underneath. I still can't believe I got this photo. Like, this just makes up for the entire shoot. I could have not got all the other photos and I'll still be happy with this one. And in fact, it was so good, I got it printed out immediately. It looks even better in person having it on the wall as well. And there's another shoot wrapped up. At least to say, I couldn't have asked for better results, to be honest. I was very uncertain with the shoot because I wasn't fully confident I'd be able to capture the Lego figures falling down. I was very surprised at what I was able to accomplish through this shoot. And lastly, a big thanks to Rubber Monkey and Ulanzi for sponsoring this video. Genuinely wouldn't have been able to do this video without you guys. You guys really helped me out here, turning a loose concept into something far better than I thought was possible with Lego. Underwater Lego photography. It's been done. I'm sure it's been done way before me, but I mean, I've been able to do it. I don't know what kind of Lego photography I'm going to try push for next, but I mean, if you want to stick around, subscribe, that'd be cool. But I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.